I'm just going to mute us. So good evening and welcome to Tuesday's fitness yoga. We're going to start by standing up, making sure that our legs are in line with our hips, and if you use your fist between your knees, that'll tell you how wide your feet are supposed to be. Make sure the feet are facing forward, they're not sticking out to the side. And if you think about lifting, if you lift your toes, you'll feel the front of your thighs tighten up. Then if you think about squeezing your legs together, but they won't go anywhere, you'll feel the inside muscle tighten. If you squeeze your bum muscle, you'll find that the back muscle will come in as well, and then you'll find that that side muscle will tighten. If you bring your pelvic floor in, so imagine you want to stop yourself from breaking wind, and imagine yourself you want to stop yourself from having a wee, but you want to keep your belly nice and relaxed. You don't want to pull the belly, so you don't want the belly pulling backwards. You want to keep it nice and relaxed so you can breathe into it. We're going to breathe in through the nose, but as you breathe out, I want you to imagine that you're blowing a bubble. So you're trying to make the in-breath a little bit longer than the out-breath. So you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, as if you're blowing a bubble. And every time you're breathing out, you want to feel the body relax down. And this is one of the best exercises to help the blood pressure to drop, the heart rate to relax, and for all your anxieties, all your stress to go. Hi, Eureka and Jay. We're just doing a breathing technique by breathing in through the nose but blowing out through the mouth. I'm just going to mute you so that the camera doesn't catch you. So we're going to stay nice and relaxed, but we're going to bring our chin as we breathe out down towards the chest. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift the head up, lifting the chin towards the ceiling. Breathing out, bringing it down. And breathing in, lifting back up. Let's do 2 more of these. And our last ones, and these are just working that neck muscle. You'll also feel it through the front of the chest. So bringing it back to centre. So let's bring it to the side. So we're tucking the chin in. We're going to bring the ear towards the shoulder. And then to the other shoulder. Keep pushing the arms towards the floor. Try to keep the chin parallel, not to turn it off or let the head drop. And we're just focusing on that neck. Thinking about how each side feels. Do they feel the same? Does one feel worse or better than the other? And then bringing it back to centre. So we're going to turn and look over the shoulder, but we don't want to drop the chin, we want to keep it level. And then to the other side. And bringing it back to centre. So we're going to work on our lower part of our back. We're going to breathe in, lift up, reach back. As we breathe out, bend the knees, lift the arms up. Breathe in, lifting up, reaching back. Breathing out, breathing in. Lovely. And we're going to do one more. Lifting it up, bringing the arms back down. So from here, we're turning, looking over the shoulder, and then looking over the other shoulder. The head leads, the body just follows it round. Then we bring the head back to centre. If the body wants to slow down, it will. And then we're going to take it to the side. So lifting the arms up. Now if you find that it's too much on your shoulders, just keep the arms down by your side. You don't want the shoulders right up by your ears. You want to make sure the shoulder blades are pulling down. So we're going to breathe in and we're going to try and stretch up through the waist, through the rib cage. And as we breathe out, we're reaching over to the side. Yep, do the same side. Breathe in, bring it up. And breathe out, take it over the other side. So breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, over to the side. Working with the breath. And bringing it up, bring the arms back down. So we're going to bring it into the waist. I'm going to drop the camera so you can see my feet rather than my head. Now if you need to hold on to something Or you can keep your foot on the floor and you can just draw a circle with the foot. If you can, you're lifting the foot, you're taking it out, turning it round so the knee's going down and bringing it forward. So it's out, turn and back. Or keep the foot on the floor and just draw a circle with your foot. So this is starting to work them hips. Remember, if you need to hold onto a wall, onto the settee, anything, great thing about being at home, it's all there for you. Last one. And bring it down. Change the weight over, tighten up the muscles on that standing leg. And here we go. Take it out, turn it, bring it forward. Out, turn it, bring it forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bringing it down. So we take it into our knees. My legs up. Now you've got the squidgy part over the top of your knee, making sure that they're in line. You're going to slide your hands up, pulling the skin back and grab hold of the knees. Keep the feet flat on the floor and just let the legs go from side to side. You want to keep the same distance. You don't want them coming together. You don't want them going wider. But this will work through the knees all the way into the ankles. So if you're walking on uneven ground, going from concrete to grass to rocks, this is a great one to do before you go for a nice walk. So we're going to bring it back to centre. We can stand up and we can give our hips a little push back. We're going to take it into a twist. Now with this, you're trying to bend the knees as much as you can, but when you go back, you don't want to lock the knee out. You want to keep it bent, but not locked. So that's a straight leg, that's a locked leg. That's 2 straight legs. So we're holding it, putting that skin up again. We're going round in a circle. And then we're going to go in the opposite direction. There isn't many exercises to work the knees. This is about the only one. And bring it back, lift it up. Again, if you need to, push back a little. We're bringing it into our ankles and our feet. You're going to come up on the tiptoes on one, and if you can pull the toes apart and give them a little stretch. Then you're bending the knee, pushing that foot forward, but keeping the other foot flat on the floor. So you're keeping this one flat, you're pushing the heel of that one forward. Keeping the back nice and straight. So you don't want to go over, try and stay up as straight as you can. So we're going to change sides. You're bringing that one up again. If you want to, stretch them toes. If they've been stuck inside shoes or socks, they need a bit of a stretch out. So we're going down, one foot's coming forward, we're really trying to push that foot forward, trying to keep the other one down. And then we're bringing it up, and let's change side last time. This time you don't have to do them toes, they'll stay where you put them. And then let's change last one. And then bring it up, give your legs a little shake. So we're going to take it into sun salutation, but we're going to bring ourselves into mountain pose. So again, we're bringing our feet together. We're lifting our toes up to engage the front of the knees, engage the inside thighs, the back thighs, the bum, the side thigh. Make sure them knees are slightly bent. We're bringing the shoulders back, pulling in the pelvic floor, pulling in the abdominals. Bring the hands to prayer. So they're not touching us, they're kind of slightly out, and you're squeezing the hands together so that you feel all the muscles that run around the body working. See if you can close your eyes. If you find that you're wobbling, that means one of them muscles is tight. Go from the bottom all the way back up again. Think about what you want. Ask for anything. It's all about you. Drop it to the feet. So we're going to reach our arms up as we breathe in and reach back. As we breathe out, we're taking it down into a forward bend. If we have to, we bend the knees. We don't have to have them hands on the floor, that's not the point. You're going to breathe in, straighten the legs, with the hands lift, that's fine. Push the back forward, make sure that you get a nice straight back. Tuck the chin in. Nice straight neck as well. Bend the knees, let's step back with that right foot. Drop the hips, breathe in, see if you can lift up. So if you come to your arms, that's fine. If you want to keep the knee on the floor, that's fine as well. You can lift them arms and reach back if you want as well. It's completely up to you. Let's take the hands back down, step back to down dog. Push with the fingertips, push with the outside edge of the hand. I'll go into this a bit more in a moment. Push the heels to the floor. Come up onto your tiptoes as you breathe in, and then you're going to roll forward, bringing the elbows round. If you need to, drop them knees, bend the elbows, bring the chest down. Lift into cobra, into sphinx or to cobra, whichever you prefer. As long as the shoulders are not here, they're pulling down. Bring the hands back under the shoulders, push to the knees, see if you can bounce back up to down dog. Lovely. Lift the left foot up in the air and look forward, pull it in towards the chest. Step it forward. From here, again, lift if you can. We're going to work on this a bit in a moment. Take the hands down. Step in to that forward bend. Bend the knees, lift the head, stretch the arms, breathe in. Let's go to the other side. Breathe out. Breathe in to look forward. Breathe out, step that left foot back. And breathe in, lift into the warrior lunge. Breathe out, step back to down dog. Breathe in, come up onto the tiptoes. And breathe out, roll forward to plank. Breathe in, lift to cobra or up dog. Breathe out, back to down dog. Breathe in, lift the right foot. And breathe out, step it between the hands. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out, step it. Breathe in, lift up, reach back. bring the hands down to prayer. Lovely. So I'm going to bring you down onto the floor, but we're going to do it nicely. We're going to take ourselves down into a forward bend. We're going to look forward and we're going to see if we can spring or step back and then come down onto your knees. Lovely. So we're going to take it into down dog and move from down dog into a lunge position. But with down dog, we're making sure that we use the tips of our fingers and the knuckle of our hand and the outside edge. You want to have a hole here, and then you want to have a bridge under each finger. Each knuckle should be a bridge, so that the fingers and the hand are doing the work. You shouldn't feel it pulling into your wrist. But if you do anytime, you can come back out, because we're going to stay and do a couple of moves in down dog. So I'll show you first before you have a go, otherwise you're upside down trying to watch. Bring that over. So from here, using your fingers down, tucking your toes, coming up to down dog. We're going to lift the leg and push the heel down, trying to lift that leg as high as we can. We're then going to step it through, drop the foot, push forward, and lift up, reaching back into crescent move, and then stepping back, doing the other side. Anytime you need to, come down, give your hands a shake, give them a rub, wrist, do the wrists as well. We're going to do 4 on each side, so 8 in total, but 4 on each side. Okay? Here we go. Bringing our hands down. Think about setting up them fingers so that you've got an arch under each finger, and that it's the knuckle pushing down, but there's a hole, an arch in between the hands. We're going to lift up and push back to down dog. So pushing them heels towards the floor. Making sure the fingers are doing what they're supposed to do. There's no pressure in the wrists. You're going to lift your right leg up in the air and try and kick it up as high as it'll go, while pushing the left foot towards the floor. So you're doing a split upside down. Now we're going to look forward and bend that knee into the chest, step it between the hands, slide the back leg back a bit, drop the knee down, push the hip forward and lift. Feel that stretch right down the side of your body. So if you've been sitting all day, this is the opposite to sitting at a computer. This is pulling everything back in the opposite direction. So we're going to take the hands down. We're going to tuck that toe at the back, and we're stepping back to down dog. So let's do that left foot. Lift the left foot up, push it up in the air, drop the heel of the right foot down. Look forward, pull the knee into the chest, step it forward. Slide that back leg back a little bit more, drop the knee down, drop the toe, push forward, lift up. Beautiful. Let's bring it down. Tuck the toe, step back. Here we go. Second ones. Right foot up. Push the left heel down. Step it in. Push the leg back. Drop the knee. Lift up. Take it down. Tuck the toe. Step back. Left foot goes up, right heel goes down. Pull it into the chest, step it through, slide the leg, lift up. Lovely. Bring it down, tuck that toe, let's go back. Third set, right leg up. step it through. Lift up. Take it down, tuck, step back. Left foot up, look forward, pull it in, step it through, lift up. All of these are working to loosen the hips. Last set we're going into now. Breathe in, lift that leg. Breathe out, step it through. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, step back. Breathe in, lift the opposite leg. Breathe out, step. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out, back to down dog. Come down to the knees. Push back to child. Turn them palms over. Let the head relax. Open the legs if you need to get your body in between the legs. But keeping the toes together. So bringing yourself back up. We're going to take it into twisted monkey, which stretches them hamstrings a bit more. You're bringing your foot forward and pushing forward into the same sort of lunge we were just doing. Now, if you need to, you might have a block if you can't get your hand to the floor, so that you're placing your hand down. You're bending that back knee up and reaching back, trying to grab hold and pulling it in towards your bum. But you're still pushing your hip down. Like I said, if you can't get to the floor, use a block, use a tin of beans, anything to get your hands down. And then take the hands, the foot back. So let's try the other side. Step the foot back between the hands. If the hand doesn't go to the floor, put it on a block. Dropping them hips. Lift that back knee. Reach back again. If you find it hard to grab, get a band. Loop the band around. And use the band to pull back. Let's take it down. We're going to change sides last time. So bringing the foot forward, drop the hip. Lift the foot, reach hold. If you can, lift the arm up, reach it forward. This is working the balance through the waist and works onto the front of that knee. So we're going to take it down. And let's try the other side. So bringing the foot forward, bend the knee, grab hold of the foot, pull it in, see if you can balance yourself to lift the arm up. Still dropping them hips, still pulling that knee in. Feel that stretch through the front of the thigh. Try not to look backwards. And then bringing it down, take it back, sit back into hero. The only time when hero tends to feel quite nice is when we've done something like that. So we're going to take the lunge a bit further and bring it into lizard, where we're trying to get our hands down. So we're bringing the foot forward, but this time we're bringing the hand on the inside of the leg. Again, if you need to, you can have your hands here. You're trying to take that back leg back as far as you can. Bend the elbows and bringing them down to the block or to the floor. Either way, all you're doing is you're letting the elbows drop. It doesn't matter if they don't go all the way, and like I said, you can always have a block underneath and just bring your elbows towards the block. From here, let the head just drop down. Bringing it up. Take the hands back down. Move that foot. Bring it back in. So let's change to the other side. Bring the foot forward. Bring the hands on the inside of the knee. If you can move that back leg, move that back leg. Otherwise, don't worry. Bend the elbows. Take them to wherever they can go. Let the head drop. Let your body relax down. Let's bring ourselves up. And we're going to change one last time. So bringing the foot forward, taking that back leg back, bringing the elbows down, letting the head relax. Make sure that this front foot is always flat down. If it wants to move out, let it move out, but keep it flat. And let's bring ourselves back up. And last time, changing sides. Bringing the foot up. Moving the back leg back if it can go. Bringing the elbows towards the floor. Letting the head drop down. Let the hips relax. And let's bring ourselves back up. Slide the foot in. Sit back again into hero to relax. Lovely. Now if you need to, again grab hold, because we're going to take our arms into cow face. We're sitting down on our bum. We're going to bring the outside edge of the foot and just place it on the floor on the opposite side. But we're going to keep the other leg straight, pulling back them toes. Now whichever knee is in the air, the opposite hand, I'm going to turn this way, the opposite hand comes and touches your back. The other hand goes thumbs down, it comes in, and you're trying to get them to touch. If they don't, have the band in the top one, and it can be a sock, it can be anything. It can be your hair. if your hair's long enough to grab hold of your hair. So if you've got anything, grab hold of that. And then you can walk your hands back up. So we're having that foot there. We're lifting the elbow up. So we don't want the elbow coming down like a very sad ear of a cow. We want our ears of our cow standing up. We're going to lift our chin, breathe out and try and bring our head just past our knee. As we do that, we'll feel it push into the back of that straight leg. Hold it here. And then lifting back up, undo the arms. So change leg, take that leg out, bring this other leg across so it's the outside edge, sits down. Now it's the opposite hand taps you on the back, the other hand goes thumbs down, comes in and grabs hold. We're pulling the elbows back, we're trying to look up. We're pulling our toe of our straight leg back into a flex position and we're breathing out, reaching forward. No sitting on the settee. You can do this while you're sitting down. And then breathing in, bringing it back up. Undo the arms. Bring it down. Oh, that killed your shoulder there, Rika. Remember, use the strap if you need to. Use the strap. That's it, yes. So, let's take it into the full version. Take that foot in. Now see if you can bring the other one underneath. If it doesn't go, leave it where it just was. When you've got hold of it, grab hold of your both ankles and try and scoot your bum a little bit closer in. And it'll kind of knock the legs. So again, the knee that's up, the opposite hand goes up. The other one comes behind. We're lifting the elbows up, we're lifting the head up, we're breathing out. We're bringing our head over our knee. And then breathing in, lift it all the way back up. Undo the hands first. Undo the bottom leg first. And then you should be able to remember, take that one off. And then we can swap over. So bringing the top leg over. The bottom leg under. We're holding onto the ankles. And we're scudging ourselves in a touch more. The opposite hand comes up. The other hand thumbs down, goes in. We lift the elbows, look up, breathe in, breathe out. Bring our head over our knee. Lovely. Beautiful. And then breathing in, bring it back up. Undo the arms. And take that bottom leg out. Bring the top leg off. Give your legs a little shake. So if we bend our knees, we're going to take them out so that the soles of the feet are touching. Keeping our feet there, we're going to see if we can slide our bum in a little bit closer and then grab hold of our foot so we don't fall over. Keeping the back nice and straight by pulling the shoulders back and down, we're just letting the legs flap like a butterfly. So that we're working, stretching the inside of our thighs, but working the outside of our thighs. The ones that tend to not go anywhere. We just tend to sit on these. So we're going to try and hold the knees down while again lifting our chin, pushing our elbows into our calves and trying to bring our chin over the top of our legs, our feet, sorry. And then bring it back up. With your feet where they are, imagine that your feet is a book and you're trying to open the book up. So turn the feet out so that you're looking at the soles of your feet and you'll feel that they'll start to push down. Again, just that little movement on the inside of the thighs by just opening the feet out. We're going to lift the feet off the floor and try and balance here. Still opening that book. And then bring it down and again lean forward. And bring it back up. Get the legs, bring them back together. Give yourself a little cuddle. So from here we're going to roll ourselves down. With our knees bent, you're going to cross your right leg over and see if you can hook it underneath into eagle pose. Now if it's your right leg on top, you're going to bring your left arm into eagle at the top. Even if you can just bring the left elbow over the top of the right elbow and keep the hands apart, that's fine. But if you can get it all the way to the hands touch, even better. Now we're going to do an eagle crunch. So you're going to bring your arms up and your fists are going to touch the floor. Now as you breathe out, you're going to lift your head, your shoulders and your knees and bring them in towards each other. Then you're going to breathe in and bring them back down. So let's do 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and then we'll change. So here we go. Breathe out and breathe in. 2, 3, 4, last one, 5 on this side. So let's undo our arms and undo our legs and let's swap legs. So left leg goes over, we hook it if we can, it doesn't matter if you can't. Right arm goes on top, the hands go together if they can, it doesn't matter if they can't. The hands touch the floor. We're going to breathe out and together and then back down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's undo and let's do that one more time on each side. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and undo and change sides last time. And undo. So I remember I only do so many. You could always make them harder by doing a lot more of those. But they really do work the stomach. So while we're here, again, if you've got a band, you might want the band. We're going to take it into Maltese cross. So you're bringing the band up and trying to grab hold of the foot. You want your shoulder to be on the floor. You don't want your shoulder lifting off the floor when you straighten that leg. So it doesn't matter if you've got the band here, you keep the shoulder on the floor. The other leg can be bent, especially if you find that you get lower back pain. If you can, you try and drop the foot straight down, toes pointing in the air. The other hand can be flat on the floor, reaching out, or can be down by your side. It's up to you where you have that, it doesn't matter. Tuck the chin in. From here, you're going to pull that leg towards your head so that you feel the stretch through the back of the leg. But you don't want to be lifting up. You want to just pull with the arm, flexing the foot, feel the stretch through the back. Now keeping the hip on the floor, you're just going to let the leg go out to the side. But you don't want to roll over, you don't want them toes that are at the bottom, you want them to stay straight. And we're bringing it back to centre. So now you're going to swap hands, bring the other hand down. This leg is going across the body, but not all the way. You want that toe on the straight leg, the bottom leg, to stay straight up. You'll feel it pulling right behind. You want to keep your shoulder on the floor. You don't want your shoulder lifted, but you're taking it across the body. And bringing it back to centre. You can grab hold of your band with 2 hands. You're going to pull the leg forward, but this time you're going to lift your head and your shoulders up off the floor and try and get your nose towards the knee. Don't worry, it's nowhere near it, but the other foot stays flat on the floor. You don't want that lifting off the floor. You want that down as well. And then we're bringing that leg up, we're bringing the head back down. Bend the knee, unhook your foot, keep it bent while you bring the other one up. So hook it round your foot. So the same hand, the same leg, but the shoulders resting on the floor. The hand can be flat, it can be turned out. You're straightening that bottom leg, that's right leg if you want to. And now we're pulling that leg in towards us. So we're going to take it out to the side of the body. Keeping that hip on the floor, we don't want it rolling over. Doesn't matter if it doesn't go anywhere near the floor. It's about it's opening up the hip right from the centre. You'll feel the hips opening. So again, sitting all day on a computer just makes these come back in. So this is really nice for the hips. Bring it back up. Swap hands. Take it across the body, but keep the feet up in the air. Keep the hips down. Feel that stretch through the back of the knee. It's kind of nice and horrible at the same time. And bring it back. So both hands grab hold. We're pulling that leg in. We're lifting our head up. Keeping the foot flat on the floor. So the shoulders and the head come up. And then bring it back, lower the head, bend the knee, bring it down. So that's the first one. We're going to do it a second time. So we're lifting up. We're straightening out the one leg. We're pulling that leg in towards our head, keeping our head flat on the floor. We're taking it out to the side. We're bringing it back into the centre. We're swapping hands. This time we're going to roll it if it can go all the way across the floor, but we still keep the shoulder down and the straight leg, the foot can turn over this time. You can always put the block there if it won't go to the floor and rest it on a block as well. We're bringing it back to centre. We're bringing both hands up. We're pulling the leg in, lifting our shoulders up. And let's bring it back down. Bend the knee, bring the other knee in, let's bring that foot up, straighten out our right leg, pull that left leg in towards our head, tuck the chin down. Let's take it out to the side. You're still not letting that hip rotate, it's staying on the floor. back to centre. Swapping hands. Bring it across the body. Keep the shoulder flat down on the floor. And bringing it back to centre. 2 hands grab the foot, pull the leg in, lift the head up and the shoulders. Take the head down, bend the knees, bring them both in. Pull the knees up, give yourself a nice hug, so an upside down child. And let your feet drop down. You can keep the knees bent, and you can bring the knees into touch. If you find that your lower back hurts, you can drop the knees down, let the feet drop out into corpse pose. Or if you want, I'm going to bring the camera down so that you can see this light, and you can focus on the light if you prefer. I'll turn the lights off so it's nice and dark. And then you can just focus on the light, and it's quite nice to focus on that. Make sure that you're nice and warm. And again, you're just going to do the breathing. You're going to breathe in through the nose. But as you breathe out, I want you to imagine blowing a bubble. So through your lips, very slowly, breathing out, trying to breathe all the air out of the lungs. And then breathing in through the nose. It can come in any way that you prefer. But I want you to slowly take that breath out. With each breath, should feel as if all the anxiety, all your worries, all your stresses, any pain that you feel, I want you to imagine them disappearing with every breath. Just checking through the body, so make sure that you're not holding any tension in the eyes, that the shoulders feel relaxed, there's no tension in the hands or the arms. That you're not tightening up your stomach muscles or pulling in your bum muscles. That your hips and your thighs feel relaxed. That your knees feel relaxed. And your ankles and your feet. If thoughts come into your head, and they will do, as you're doing that blow out, just imagine taking that thought and just blowing it away. So stay nice and relaxed. Start to feel movement through the toes and into the fingers, through the ankles and the wrists, through the elbows and the knees, through the hips and the shoulders, through the back and through the front of the body, through the neck and the head. Take your arms above your head, and as you breathe in, stretch your fingers in one direction, stretch your toes in the other. Imagine somebody pulling you in two different directions, and when you need to breathe out, just let the breath out. Reach up again, but reach one arm and then the other so that you feel the side ribs and the side of the waist start to stretch. And again, when you need to, let the air out. Pull the knees up towards your chest and roll your legs round in a circle, and you'll feel a lovely massaging effect on that lower back. And then take the legs in the opposite direction. Let yourself roll over onto your side and stay there for a few seconds. Check that you feel okay before you sit up.